The Independent Panel for Pandemic Preparedness and Response released its latest report on the COVID-19 outbreak on January the 18th, noting that the CCP authorities could have taken swifter public health measures last January, and that the WHO's delayed response magnified the spread of the virus worldwide. The report points out that the CCP authorities could have taken swifter public health measures in January last year, and the WHO also delayed its response at the initial stage by not convening an emergency committee meeting until January the 22nd and not declaring an international public health emergency until a week later, a delay that contributed to the global spread of COVID-19. The report also points out that the data from China clearly underestimated the spread compared to the epidemic data outside of China and differs significantly from expectations.
I think the government has great culpability, because we all know that at the beginning the rumor came out on December 30th that there was unidentified pneumonia in Wuhan, but then those 8 doctors were admonished. They got on the central television programs and admonished people for spreading rumors, and then we thought it's all rumors that we need to believe what the government said.
Some netizens have compiled the past reports from the CCP's official media that show that the CCP authorities have been hiding the epidemic. For example, on September the 26, 2019, the Hubei Daily News reported that the Wuhan Customs and Excise Department, in conjunction with the Military World Games Executive Committee, held an exercise at Wuhan Tianhe Airport to simulate the entire process of disposing of any coronavirus infections found at the airport. A February the 23rd, 2017 issue of Chinese media The Paper reported that the National Biosafety Laboratory in Wuhan was part of a plan by the CCP authorities to build a network of P4 laboratories to study the world's most dangerous pathogens, amongst other things. At the beginning of the outbreak, 2 Chinese Al Jazeera reporters, whose coverage in Wuhan was hampered, wrote in their diary, "No one in China dares to say that the source of the virus is Wuhan, or that the local government in Wuhan made a mistake in the first place."
Now the domestic media are basically downplaying this matter with no further publicity. But for the people of Wuhan, it's impossible for us to forget. The authorities of Wuhan were propagating back then that there's no new cases, that it's limited human-to-human transmission, it's preventable and controllable. They were still organizing the 10,000 family banquet and various gatherings and fairs for the Chinese New Year, which led to the mass gatherings and such a consequence. Speaking of which, I think the bureaucracy of the Wuhan government has remained unchanged for over 1 year.
More than a year after the outbreak, the WHO was finally allowed to enter Wuhan, where the outbreak originated, to conduct an investigation.
In terms of the current situation, the group entered Wuhan on the 15th. Wuhan's current isolation policy is 14+7. That is, at least 14 days of close isolation, plus 7 days at home. After 21 days, we all know it's the Chinese New Year. I don't know what kind of people can be interviewed during the Chinese New Year, but I know that for medical staff, even if they want to interview, there is no medical staff to say anything to them. All the medical staff need to sign an agreement.
Mike Pompeo issued a statement on the State Department website on January the 15th, calling for a transparent and thorough investigation into the source of the CCP virus. On the same day, the State Department also released a fact-check list on the Wuhan Institute of Virology to assist the WHO's investigation. At the same time, the Chinese Academy of Sciences once again publicly praised Shi Zhongli, a researcher at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, describing her results on virus research in great detail.
Involved in the Wuhan Institute of Virology are institutions like the Chinese Academy of Sciences, which are basically political orientated. Now they label her as a hero in the fight against the epidemic. For the authorities, they are trying to downplay the doubt that the Wuhan Institute of Virology may be the source of the outbreak. They also want to restore the reputation of the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The authorities certainly have such an intention. That's why they produce propaganda about Shi Zhongli again.
In 2015, Shi Zhongli, a specialist at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, successfully hybridized the SARS virus with a bat virus to create a new coronavirus that could effectively infect the human respiratory tract. Due to the new restrictions on social media, our channel may be affected. If you'd like to stay tuned to our channel and receive notifications and updates, please provide us with your email by clicking the link below. Thank you for your support.